From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to All-Star 15 TV. On the broadcast tonight, it is the Extreme Forces Racing League, their ARCA division, for the Nut Up or Shut Up Go Home race for round number 1 here with the Extreme Forces Racing League ARCA playoffs. TJ, as you always are, up in the booth with me. How you doing, pal?
Not bad, you. I have a bold prediction. It's gonna be nut.
Well,
See what I did there?
I definitely
funny.
saw what you did there. So there are the details for the track here tonight. It is a hot Kentucky night, 81 degrees with a dew point humidity percentage of 57, partly cloudy. The track is set at a 1.46 miles, and track temperature actually not that hot right now, sitting at 84%. TJ, you and I have been racing together, whether it's any sort of motorsport game, and I mean for a very long time. We've raced Kentucky. It's not my favorite. I don't think it's one of yours. But this place just murders tires. Like, I mean straight murders them. Talk about how these drivers are not just going to have to worry about saving fuel, but also tire.
Well, I mean, so it comes down to where you want to make gains in a run. Do you want to make your gains in the beginning of the run and then pay for it long? Or do you want to make your gains at the end of the run and maybe give up a few spots early? I have come to realize that the long run strategy is probably the one that'll gain you the most. However, I'm not the best at, applying said strategy. But that is the theory behind it. Doing it here specifically, I don't know if I got anything for you. I've never been a fan of this place. You're not wrong.
Yeah, neither of us have. But a little something fun out there that I'm starting to get used to using YouTube, having fun with YouTube, really not having fun with YouTube. Trust me, this last week with the YouTube people has not been fun. But, for all the people that are not subscribed to All-Star 15 TV, once you smash that beautiful subscribe button, if everything is working properly, something might pop up on screen for you. A nice thank you message. But that's for the people that have yet to subscribe to All-Star 15 TV. Hit that at any time, see if it works, because I hit the test button. It said it worked. But
does it work if I unsubscribe and then resubscribe?
Nope.
Oh, that's no fun.
It does not. So TJ, you were talking to a couple drivers before the race. What are we looking at for fuel?
Yeah, I snuck down into the far north pit, and they informed me, whether you want to believe them or not, that 25 laps is going to be the fuel run, which I have to say is interesting for the total laps here. That sets you on a 3-stop scenario.
Mm-hmm. Something about
no
that.
yellows, obviously. So, like I said, that's what they were reporting, 25. I didn't get in the car and confirm. I could, but I kind of want to be surprised, so I don't think I'm gonna.
So, with this being a cutoff race for the playoffs, the first round cutoff, let's take a quick look at those points. TJ, I know you have them on your end, but we're going to put them on screen for everybody. Last week, Alan Warnicki won at Iowa, a very good win, putting him first right now on that points list. Zachary Thornton not here tonight, so that's really going to hurt him. Farron Elam at 10:52, Josh Fox at 10:48, also at 10:48 is Kyle Lingerfelt in 6th. It's Brandon Richardson at 10:47, Devin Smith at 10:40, and Dylan Dunford in the blue still at 10:39, but everything can completely change because right in that yellow, those are the in danger drivers, starting with Lee Krause at 10:36, Travis Lapanis at 10:27, along with Tyler Aspinall and Brady Floyd. TJ, we know Zach Thornton is not here. How much is this going to change? Do you think that's going to immediately drop him to that 12th place position?
I mean, I don't know the specifics of their rule book, but I mean, it's 20-point margin. I would have to think that it's almost a death sentence him not being here tonight. It's unfortunate, and hopefully next season he can rebound and get back to where he belongs.
Yeah, because he had a strong season all year, and unfortunately missing tonight's event. You have Noah Wilson Productions, AJ Broadcaster of the Year, and Mick Olofsson. Far North Motorsports supports a All-Star 15 TV. Well, thank you. I really appreciate it. As we have a minute left in practice, just want to say thank you to TJ for being up here, having a lot of fun with me. It makes broadcasting so much easier when you got somebody so as charismatic as TJ, and crazy, psychotic, you know, the whole kit and caboodle.
Continue. I'm hearing compliments. Continue.
But I gotta thank everybody watching. You know, every week it seems like we have some of the best chats in our live chat, some of the best racing with the Extreme Forces Racing League. And, you know, the drivers make it easy to call. The chat makes it easy to talk to. And TJ, you obviously make it fun completely.
Well, that is the goal, AJ. I've had a blast. I'm planning on continuing to have a blast for as long as they'll have us.
Yeah, tell me about it. I hope so. But we're winding down on practice. Just want to thank all our sponsors and be very appreciative to all our sponsors. Starting with the Nerds Do Nerd Things podcast on their YouTube page tomorrow night. It will be Despicable Me 2. We're going to talk about that, give that a little nice review, and maybe a quick episode about the new Game of Thrones show and their first episode. That might happen tomorrow as well. Also want to thank Gulf Digital Services. If you need iRacing paints, any digital media, or even custom PC builds, message Gulf Digital Services on Facebook and the Wrestling Over Everything. TJ, I will let you explain that.
I mean, I just want to point out, it's not wrestling over anything. It's wrestling over everything. And as a giant wrestling fan myself, it's a good place to be.
And we are going to get started with qualifying here. Going to go to the TV tower on some of these drivers. Let's go take a look at Austin Green, because it looks like he's going to be the first driver to take a lap here in that number 15 Falcon graphic.
Yeah, I was on board with Lee Krause as he tried to make his exit, and things got a little squirrely on him.
Mick, we will not give you any spoilers, but after you see the episode, if you do tend to stay up to date, over on the Nerds Doing Nerd Things group page, we do have a feed there of no spoilers, but we want your reactions. Also because I can use them to fill time on a show about it. But Farron Elam goes to P1 after his first lap. He is flying in that 24 Busch, getting really squirrely out of 2. That might hurt him.
Yeah, he's the only driver so far to crack a 2, as the other 3 behind him have a 3, and then a couple 4s, 5, 6, and 8.
Well, here he comes to the line. And he will stay right there. Going to the front, it is Matthew Setzer.
He got a 1.
He did get a 1.
Oh, another 2 popped up there. Austin Green. Dylan Dunford with a 2.
Tyler Aspinall, P1.
With an 0.99. Look at that.
That was very fast. All right, let's go look at playoff driver Alan Warnicki. Last week's winner at Iowa and yet another liquid death machine. Yeah, liquid death machine. It brings me back to my Call of Duty days. I haven't touched that game in I don't know how long.
Well, new one's coming out. You know where I'll be.
Yeah, buying it 2 months in, saying this is crap, and then back to Madden.
Not likely. It's a Modern Warfare. They don't use it up.
All right, for Warnicki's second lap, it's gonna go. Ooh, to
Small
14th.
improvement.
Ouch. Lee Krause goes to third on the board. All right.
Oh,
Kyle Lingerfeld now in the wall hard and gonna reboot that lap. Let's go see Josh Fox. Sir playoff driver Josh Fox.
the Fox Man.
What does the Fox say?
Don't even. Nope. Boot him. Someone, security, get this guy out of the broadcast booth. My God. I don't know who he is.
Oops.
He's lost his brain. Get him out of here.
Yes.
Did you eat your freaking gummy already?
No. No, I did not. And shush. Somebody at my job could be listening.
Medicinal, I swear.
Yeah, I'm psycho.
We knew that. You just referenced what did the Fox say?
Josh Fox goes P19 after his first lap. He's going to need to gain almost 2 seconds here. Really tight out of turn 2. Had to get out of the gas down the backstretch.
Without saying what you do for your day job, it's not like you can make your passengers dead and they already are.
Ew.
Love you, pal.
And across
Love you,
the
pal.
line, Josh Fox will improve to P5.
I like that paint scheme. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is very nice.
Hopefully he doesn't have a nightmare day.
You just like the nightmare name.
I mean, it was my original gamer tag on the original Xbox.
That's not what I was thinking.
Just saying.
Come on, you're a wrestling fan.
Well, I mean, yeah. Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare.
So, everybody, as we are gritting on pit road, here is your starting lineup for the Bluegrass 100 here on All-Star 15 TV. Tyler Aspinall and Dylan Dunford are your row number 1. Row 2, it is Lee Krause, Matthew Setzer. Row number 3, Josh Fox, Farron Elam. Row number 4, Austin Green and Jesse Adams. Row number 5, William George, Bradley Stefan. Row 6, Devin Smith, Frank Hughes. Row 7, Kyle Lingerfeld, Donnie Bartlett. Row number 8, John Bartlett and Daniel Stagner. Row number 9, Alan Warnicki and Daniel Stanfield. And row number 10, Travis Lepanus and Brandon Richardson. The rest are going to flow on your screen very nicely. TJ, what are you expecting for this quick 100-lap event tonight that I shouldn't have called it quick?
You may have just doomed us. I mean, if they can truly go the 25 laps on fuel
Mhm.
and the tires allow it, I expect, maybe a couple guys, if they can shorten it, try to gain speed. If they can go longer, I know we have some guys in this field that might try to go longer. And we've seen it play out for them. I'm really curious because this place is so tricky and it does eat up a lot of your tires. And fuel can be a pain that I'm really looking forward to tonight's race.
Yes, so am I. It's going to be very interesting because this track does decide to kill tires, and if you're not careful, you're going to burn them up very, very fast. I want to thank everybody who so far is chatting with us in the chat. John Bartlett, who's on track right now, says, Mick said his drivers are racing for a spot for next season. All his drivers need to get top 15s. Is that like a contract thing? Like, are you trying to play Mr. Hendrick Motorsports or something?
I mean, I did want to, something I did just know as I clicked the wrong screen here.
Oops.
One of our, maybe not just one, I think a couple of our points guys in this points battle are coming from almost the tail of the field tonight. Travis Lepanis, Brandon Richardson, got a lot of work to do to
Brady
get out of that yellow, maintain.
Alan Warnicki, last week's winner, is going to start from 17th. But that
Yeah,
pace car is about to hit the pit road, TJ. And it's going to be good.
Pace car's down and away. Waiting on the green flag as they get through the Geico restart zone.
Green flag.
Or get
There it
into it,
is.
I should say.
Green in the air, and see you later, Aspinall.
Good little jump there out of the 45. Gets clear of that 94.
Yeah, but Dylan Dunford right on his back bumper while they are still 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 right behind him. Oh, they're getting a little squirrely back there, battling for position. Lee Kraus takes third with Setzer on his outside, and caution out on
Spinner.
the field. Is that Frank Hughes? Let's see what happened here. Oh, that's
Sounds
the
like Hughes is
89 and
involved. The
Hughes.
89.
89 is Bradley Stefane and Frank Hughes in that 61. We're going to go in the far chase view like we do a lot of times here. If I can find it. There
Ooh,
it
they
is.
collected some point drivers, I do believe.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Ooh, Hughes just gets in way too hot. He's going to get the 21 of Bartlett, I think. Yep, Donnie
And
Bartlett.
Warnicki gets turned, but I don't think he hits anything.
Oh, let's go find Warnicki.
I think he got really, really lucky after getting spun and didn't get touched. If he did, it was very, very minor incidental contact.
Oh, here it is on everybody's screen. He's starting to check up, and the car right behind him in the Milwaukee Tools just taps him and doesn't get hit again. Oh!
Oh, that's what I mean. Lepanis got real close. And I'm trying to figure out who the guy who did a heck of a job to... Looks like the 20 might have got into the back of him, and then the 17 again. As he went spinning down to the bottom. What a wild wreck.
Yeah, what a wild wreck on lap 1, which I think we started with a lap 1 caution last week, and then we almost went green the whole way.
I watched Warnicki on pit road. Wasn't there long, so I don't think a ton of damage.
Yeah, they don't have a fast repair, I'm pretty sure. But they do have 3 sets of tires that they need to pace themselves out with using them. But 15 people watching right now, how y'all doing? If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. I definitely want to see if my couple changes when it comes to Streamlabs have worked. So if you're new and have yet to subscribe, help us out. Hit that button. And then also hit the like button.
Early trouble, AJ. Brady Floyd's already a lap down. I think he might have dropped connection and came back.
Oh dear. Well, that's not good.
He
had an issue
one
last
down.
week as well.
Right at the beginning, yeah, and he was behind the whole night. If this one's only 1 lap, it might be something he can recover from, but he is trapped a lap down at the moment.
Well, so far, we know Brady Floyd is fast. He's always fast. I have no doubt in my mind he can come back from it. He just needs to put himself in that position, because we know Aspinall is fast, Dunford, Kraus, Setzer, Elam, Fox. We know all these drivers are fast, and it's just a matter of time for them to get around the track and start putting more drivers a lap down, or pit stops.
Yeah, I mean, you got a yellow, and he should be a lucky dog candidate if it's early. You get middle of pit stops, who knows? Deadlocked there in a battle for what could become the final transfer spot, as we assume Thornton's going to drop out.
Well, the lights are off on the pace car. We're getting 2x2'd up once again. You have Tyler Aspinall on that inside, Dylan Dunford in the blue and orange on the outside, Lee Krause on the inside of row 2, and Matthew Setzer, row 2 on the outside. You know somebody who I am not seeing right now? Is Jake Ellingson. I hope everything's all right with the family over there. But that Dodge
didn't make
Dart
the start, I do believe.
I don't think he was in the lobby at all. But here we go, pace car on pit road in the control of the 45.
And they're off.
What a hell of a launch by Aspinall, and then Krause right behind him. That inside lane should pull just a tad ahead, but they got to be careful.
Elon tried to get in there as well and just got kind of the
caught
door
him
shut
outside
on him.
wall.
Still green.
That looks like Matthew Setzer. Oh yeah. He started P4 and he has fallen all the way back. A lot of damage on that number 3 car. But up front, it is all Aspinall. But here comes Dunford. Gonna have a great battle for second in just a couple minutes.
Yeah, that 45 kind of checking out right now. Hopefully not burning up the tires as it does it. Just, find a good spot, find a good rhythm, and keep clicking laps off.
Zachary Thornton in the chat goes, I'm getting last place points, so hopefully everybody behind me does bad. As a competitor, I feel that. I 100%
Brady Floyd certainly now 2 laps down.
TJ, you just got really low.
Am I back yet?
No, I can barely hear you.
That's not good.
No, it is not.
Any better?
No.
Any worse?
There you go.
That's weird. The closer the microphone, the quieter.
You just scared the bejesus out of me. Fastest lap of the race goes to the number 6, William George, currently up 3 positions, but playoff driver sitting in 10th, up 10 positions. That's the driver of the number 29, Brandon Richardson, putting on one hell of a run early on in this race.
Yeah, he's kind of settled in for the moment behind Devin Smith, but I do believe he's not going to want to sit there too long. His vehicle shares a similar resemblance to one of my favorite monster trucks.
Is it Gravedigger?
Like the look of that thing.
Is it Gravedigger?
Yeah, it was Gravedigger.
Okay, I was just making sure.
It was always one of my favorite monster trucks growing up.
Gonna go back a little further. Travis Lapanis getting
until they brought out the giant shark.
Of course, Mr. Desert Shark.
That's right.
Travis Lapanis trying to move forward here. He's already up 6 positions, trying to get to Daniel Stagner and then past Daniel Stagner, because we're going to pull it up now, but some of these drivers are in big trouble when it comes to some of these points, because you need Lee Krause currently in 2nd. That's going to help him. Travis Lapanis, he's moving up the race.
Yeah, they were all just in that wreck, having to start at the tail. Luckily, not a lot of damage for these guys. But
Tyler Aspinall right now is leading, and Brady Floyd is currently the only driver that has had an issue because he's 1 lap down.
2 now, according to my ticker.
But so far, we are moving pretty well along. Already 12 laps into it. Should be seeing pit stops in the next 10 to 15. But up front, it is all Tyler Aspinall, but he has a train of drivers right behind him. You know, TJ, I forgot to ask you before we started, so we're going to give it a little abbreviated aspect here. As Farron Elam's looking to the inside of Dylan Dunford. Who was your pick to win?
I mean, I'm sticking with the Turtle Power machine. That thing's been fast for 2 weeks. Showing it, I would have thought it from the beginning. That's my pick. 99 machine.
Thank you everybody for tuning in to All-Star 15 TV. Bottom right-hand corner are all channel partners as Lee Krause is looking for the lead. Also hit
The only
that.
thing I do to that.
Go ahead, TJ.
Go ahead. Now you go. You're more important. Doing legit stuff.
Oh, thanks. Thanks. Well, like I said, thank you to all our channel partners. You see their logos in the bottom right-hand corner. If you haven't yet, hit that like button. Subscribe to All-Star 15 TV. It helps out the channel humongously. YouTube's algorithm's a little messed up, for a better choice of words. You need more people to hit the like button, subscribe in a short period of time while we are live to get bumped up the algorithm. So if y'all could help me out, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and we are seeing one hell of a battle, 1 through 5, all under 3/4 of a second.
Yeah, I was saying there a minute ago before you had to do the official stuff. The only thing I'd do to that 99 is make the turtle on that machine the same color as his spoilers. Blue for Leonardo. That was my guy. I like the dual katana. Otherwise, that thing is a rocket ship right now.
See, I wasn't a Ninja Turtle person, but my good friend Mike Lantieri, who's normally on the podcast, who had to take a break because of personal issues, is a huge Ninja Turtle fan. And on this channel, I think next week or the week after, we'll have like a play stream because the new Ninja Turtle game comes out.
Another one after Shredder's Revenge?
Yes.
Interesting. I didn't know. I might even have to look into that.
I think it actually comes out the 29th. So I'm going to go take a quick look at the number 6 machine, the TJ George Motorsports CVW. Is that what it is? He's actually moving pretty good. He's up 4 positions, sitting in 5th. Our biggest mover of the race, though, still is Brandon Richardson in that 10th position, but we should be getting close to pit stops. As
I do believe
Krause is falling back.
I think he was honestly given a good run at Aspinall, and then I think in an effort to find a line around him, kind of just got out of the groove, and these guys got by him.
Look at that 99. He's able to put that anywhere. Now he's to the outside of Elam again, trying to take 3rd place at the line. Lee Krause.
Yeah, he was trying to set the 45 up for a similar move, and now as the 94 gets under the 45, he kind of just got a little, I think, too wide, and now he's under the 24.
All right, thank you.
These guys are dueling.
Thank you, TJ George Esports. It is champion wraps on William George's car. And Dylan Dunford to the lead. Look at this.
That would be the CW reference, I do believe.
Now we have a battle for the lead as they enter turn 1 on lap number 20.
Yeah, these guys are really racing right here.
And this is crazy. With pit stops coming up.
That's what I was just checking the laps. I mean, he had the yellow early, so he might get a couple more laps than we were expecting. But this is definitely at the end of the run.
And you know what happens at the end of runs when people stay out and then people pit, right?
Usually lately it's been when chaos ensues.
Exactly. 100% exactly.
This would be a good test for what you got at the end of the race. By the end, you'd think you were about to be what the car would feel like there coming those last few laps.
Yeah, it's
I
Dylan.
can never find the line around this place.
See, I can do 1 and 2. 1 and 2 I never had an issue with. It's that very low degree turn 3 and 4 that I would always mess up because it always felt tighter than it really is. But Dylan Dunford doing a very good job holding onto that lead, and now Tyler Aspinall has Lee Krause to his outside.
I definitely would have been, I'd been happier with the race for sure if it had been 1 and 2, also the similar 3 and 4, like, instead of what it is. 'Cause that 3 and 4 is,
Aspinall,
to this day, I've never figured it out.
Aspinall is falling back just a little bit. Now he's got to have a fight with Farron Elam to stay in that 3rd position. This is big. Did that 45 use up those tires? They lasted a pretty good long time. But if we have any sort of long run like we're seeing now, that 45 is going backwards.
Yeah, maybe just early. We said he kind of got out to a lead there in the beginning. Maybe put a little too much heat into the tires too fast. It's possible. We got one in the wall in the front stretch. No yellow yet.
Give me a number. You got to give me a number.
I think race control. I didn't catch a number.
Darn.
I've got the scanner on. The scanner said there was a wreck. I can't tell you who. Check your score sheet. Who's dropping out? I bet you it was them.
I have nobody.
Maybe the 18.
18 of Tony Richardson. Let's see if there's any damage on that number 18 car. Doesn't look like on the right-handed side.
Maybe Mr. Qualley?
No, he's still looking pretty good.
How about the 31? The 31 just dropped a bunch.
Oh, yeah, he's in the wall. He was in the wall again.
So I'd bet you that's who it is.
David Sandfield has that right side completely shaved off.
Is the wheel still attached?
Yes, it is. But battle for the lead ensuing again. Dunford, Krause now. Ding, 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 ding. Are we going to see another lead change before pit stops? TJ, you were talking with Far North Motorsports about only being able to go 20 laps.
25.
25 laps. I'm sorry. So they should be pitting within the next 5 to 7-ish.
Yeah, I mean, whatever we had in yellow there at the start added on to this run, and that would be your sum here. I would think in the next couple laps for sure. Did the 99 go?
And survey.
No, he just fell back.
Yeah, he just fell back.
I had to change camera angles.
He's still in second, but now he has Tyler Aspinall right on his back bumper.
Yeah, he went from being on the back of the 94 to having the 45 on his back door. Kind of spooked me there for a moment.
Marcy, Michael, hopefully everything's all right. I see that you guys don't have power, but thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your souls for being here. Mick Olofsson says, that sucks, Marcy. And TJ George Esports says that 6 car, which that is William George with the Champion Wraps paint scheme, battling with Devin Smith and Jesse Adams in that beautiful Home Depot number 9 car. Does that bring back some memories, TJ?
Yeah, I love that team. Both the two, they had a pair of them that year, and they were fine looking vehicle. Another one of my favorite film series, Jurassic Park. Gotta like it.
Those were fun movies to watch, especially when the guy runs into the John.
That 9 just kind of gave that 6 a little kiss.
Looks like William George is backing up just a tad.
Oh, it's getting tight.
Wonder who else is getting
I wouldn't want to be
that number 15 Austin Green just tapping that outside wall coming out of turn 4.
Gotta think. Reports 39 next lap.
That would be John Bartlett. But up front, Aspinall dropping another position to Farron Elam.
Yeah, the 99 reeled that 94 back in. The 19 coming and joining the party here. Mr. Fox.
Here comes.
No, you are not permitted
John
to sing that song again.
Here comes John Bartlett off the track onto pit road as TJ almost just breaks the AJ.
You know, I want to know what the Fox says too, but if he gets top 3, he can tell us later. Otherwise, I don't want to hear about it again.
Here comes Dylan Dunford, Lee Krause, and Tyler Aspinall, part of your top 5, coming to pit right now, giving up the lead to Farron Elam, Josh Fox, and Brandon Richardson.
So those guys coming in on 31, it's flipping to 32 here. I think that's about right with the yellows we had.
Oh, absolutely. I think we had, 3 laps of pacing?
Something like that. I would expect from here, though, on about 57? No. Yeah, 57?
Yeah, something like that. Somewhere around there.
So just something to look forward to here in 25, 30 laps. At 24, staying out. Trying to play the long game here.
Yeah, well, we've seen that work 4 times with you in a NASCAR heat game than on iRacing. Sometimes they're just hoping for a caution.
Yeah, I mean, here he comes now, 19 behind with him. We've seen it work here. The Ellingson machine usually runs one of the guys that stays out the longest. Usually works well for him. Not saying it works for everybody.
The other Lapenas brother in the chat goes, that's cool to see Lee Krause change his livery to match a turtle. I don't know, that turtle is actually rather fast tonight. Staying out on the racetrack, taking the lead is that 61 of Frank Hughes. Hey, TJ.
61 coming down here.
TJ, the Yankees just won back-to-back games from the first time since July 9th.
Wow. What a turn of events for that team. My God. Is Aaron Judge at least still hitting home runs?
Yeah, he just hit one today and a double. Jackson Qualley also on pit road. Dylan Dunford coming out of turn 2. He should assume the lead over Tyler.
Two guys real tight in the apron there.
Aspinall. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, hitting that like button, and if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. If everything's working properly, you might have a cool message that pops up on screen. Also want to thank all our sponsors, the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast, Wrestling Over Everything, and Gulf Digital Services.
I think Warnicki and who's that with? Lingerfeld had a real close moment exiting the pits.
Well, yeah, anytime you're like right on somebody, it's a very tight pit road that it's very easy to spin your car on. But it is TJ Barnier and AJ Capola in the Nerds Doing Nerd Things broadcast booth. We're here at Kentucky Speedway. Unfortunately, we don't come to races here anymore in the NASCAR schedule. It's good to see the Extreme Forces Racing League keep that going.
I do believe Brady Floyd's getting ready to make his stop. He was certainly hoping for a yellow, try to get a lap back. This should cycle out. Dylan Dunford, our leader?
Yes, he is. The leader by over a second.
Got one in the grass on the front straightaway.
Looks like
Race control report.
Frank Hughes is stopped and then has to jump to pit road, being the car stuck right there. That's gonna be an issue for the 61. But Dylan Dunford keeping that distance to Tyler Aspinall just at about a second, but right behind Aspinall, it is Lee Krause in the number 99, and Brandon Richardson with an amazing onto pit road, pit stop, and then off pit road. Jumps from 10th to 4th. TJ, I'm starting to think he took 2 tires.
It's possible. I don't That is something AJ I have started to play with a little bit more. Running the sim is seeing where and when you can get away with 2 tires or 4 tires, or even no tires. And it seems to something. I think once I can figure it out, as some of these guys maybe have figured out, can be a good strategy to gain you some when you need it most.
Well, running through the field still, 5th right now, it is Farron Elam. 6th to Josh Fox. 7th, it is the Champions Wrap driver of William George, TJ George Esports. 8th is Austin Green. 9th, Devin Smith. And rounding out the top 10, I think he's a newcomer in the league, Chad Waller in the 66.
Well, he wins one of the better looking paint schemes of the night award, because that thing is sharp. I like that.
Yes, it is.
66 paint scheme.
But back up towards the front, as we have 40 laps already in the books. We are moving fast, TJ.
Phil,
look at
trying to
this.
stay ahead of the liquid death.
Look at this battle between the 19-6 and then 15. That is Fox, George, and Green, all under a blanket here. This is the closest battle we have on the racetrack, TJ. What do you have to do? I know drivers are trying not to put bumpers to people to move them out of the way. It's early in the race, so it's plenty of time for payback. How would you go about trying to make one of these passes?
I mean, you had the first run to build up some data, try to figure out where your car runs the best, and you try to get into your groove, find your rhythm, and then me, I'm the type of guy that likes to get right close to somebody and make them make it. And I have more often than not done that and had them go mistake free, and it is what it is. You live with it.
We got to jump back up towards the front of the pack. Aspinall and Kraus side by side coming out of turn 4.
Yeah, and Lee needs to make this move now if he hopes to be done for.
Yeah,
the longer they are side by side, the more detrimental it will be.
Well, that lap car of the 31, David Sandfield. Let's see if he's
going to play major pick here. Ooh. Oh, I think he clipped him.
Yeah, Aspinall needed to make Stanfield get out of the way, but that 31's going to get tight, run up the hill, and Aspinall is going to use that apron to try to get by that 31. But that really helped out Lee Kraus.
Yeah, I would
if I was Lee Kraus, I'd be buying a steak dinner for Sandfield right now.
Yeah, and if I was Tyler Aspinall, I could understand being angry, as he's now under fire from behind because of it.
I wouldn't be surprised if that 31 gets a gesture, as we saw in Ricky Bobby, where he got it from Target.
I mean, look at it. Look at what it's cost him now, as he finally gets around him, but he loses 3 spots in the process.
Yeah.
I would not be very happy if I was that 45 machine.
You like it? I got
it
at Target.
I think somebody knew I was in a fruit basket.
Michael Steele in the chat goes, wish I was on track with my teammates tonight. Go get 'em, Trav. Travis Lapanis, playoff driver Travis Lapanis. He is currently sitting in the 14th position. He needs to gain some spots because he has Kyle Lingerfeld behind him. Brady Floyd. Those are the only playoff drivers behind him.
And that's not enough to get his way made into the blue and the yellow.
Negatory Ghost Rider, but right in front of him, just a couple spots. He does have Alan Warnicki about 4 seconds ahead of him. Devin Smith about 5 seconds.
I mean, if the race were to end right now, I do believe Lee Kraus would have done enough to move forward.
Oh, 100%. Same thing with possibly Dylan. Let's actually go look at that before I start ripping off names that I'm like, is he in it? No, he's in it.
No, Dunford I think as well.
Dunford's actually sitting good now.
Yeah, he was on the bubble, assuming Thornton drops below. Kraus and Dunford would both move up. Elam's probably in the good. Lingerfelt's probably okay. Richardson sitting third is probably okay. Warnicki, where is Warnicki? Warnicki in 10th. He's probably all right there. Aspinall has made his way by Richardson. AJ, you there?
Yes, I am here, pal. I'm letting you do your thing because you're
Oh.
doing one heck of a job.
You had me worried. I thought I lost you. I thought maybe them security guards actually came and got you while I wasn't looking. No, I hate to say it for Thornton, but I do believe he might be in trouble.
Yeah, I
Most
think
of the guys
so
that were
as
trailing
well.
him are all at the front.
Zachary Thornton in the chat goes, TJ, how dare you say I'm automatically below?
I mean, pal, I love them Ben and Jerry schemes, but I don't know if they're going to have a blue spoiler next week. Unless you put it that way. He needs more chaos, and right now I don't see a lot of chaos, not yet.
Yeah, we're pulling a good audience tonight, TJ. Thank you to everybody tuning in. Hit that like button and subscribe. We're looking at Lee Kraus as he is trying to pull in Dylan Dunford. There's the distance there. Rounding out your top 10. Here we go once again before pit stops happen. Dylan Dunford, your leader, followed by Lee Kraus. Farron Elam up 3 positions from the start, sitting in that third slot. Tyler Aspinall having issues with lapped cars, drops him from 2nd to 4th. Brandon Richardson in that 29, hauling the mail tonight from 20th to 5th after 1 pit stop. Great job with that 29. In the 6th position, it is Josh Fox. 7th, Devin Smith in the 95 Ollie's car. Austin Green in the 15 Falcon Graphics. Alan Warnicki in the 72 Liquid Death. And right behind him, it is newcomer Chad Waller.
Yeah, the top 6 all points drivers, 9th a points driver, and I think Lingerfelt 15th is the likely last guy moving on right now. Run.
So far, so good when it comes to everybody's fuel and tires, but would not be surprised if we start seeing pit stops before we get to that 60 lap mark. Josh Fox has Brandon Richardson and Tyler Aspinall right in front of him. But William George with an issue on the track, causing a caution. Oh, a nose. What happens to this 6 car? He's going to have to jump. Oh!
I don't like O. O ain't good.
He's just off the track and then jumps to pit road. And that causes the caution.
That brought out a yellow?
Yeah, usually when you're off the racing surface, it doesn't pop out a caution. Interesting. Well, while we're under caution for the 2nd time tonight, TJ, why don't we see a quick commercial from our sponsor, the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join Nerds Doing Nerd Things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
Welcome back, everybody. Pit stop's now starting to be underway. We had a iRacing caution flag for a car stop down on the apron. These guys are going to get their service, get some fresh rubber on those machines, get ready for the final 44, 43 run to the finish.
Dylan Dunford with a slow stop. Lee Krause comes out your leader by a lot. TJ Barnier, AJ Capola in the Nerds Doing Nerd Things broadcast booth, bringing every bit of the action to you from the Kentucky Speedway broadcast booth. Man, it's such a shame that we don't come here no more in, that was actually English, that we don't come here anymore in the NASCAR National Series. I always enjoyed this track. I know it brought some very boring racing, but that last race they had here, that Cole Custer took a jump going into turn one. That was a fun race because that was chaos the whole race with the new tire model they had.
I would give any track a second chance with this new car.
Yes, because even the New Hampshire race, and New Hampshire usually sucks, wasn't bad.
I mean, like, even Indy. I'd like to see the Indy Oval. Maybe if they could do something similar to Atlanta as far as the drafting aspect to it. That would be pretty wicked to see.
So you want to hear, since we're into caution, and thank you everybody for tuning in. Appreciate it. This is the talking segment while we try to kill time before the next green flag. I feel like most tracks you need to only go to once. I don't think Atlanta needs that second date. I also don't think Texas. I think Texas we go to 3 times.
No, I think it's twice right now. Once is the All-Star and the second.
Oh, okay. Thing. Okay. Well, I wouldn't mind.
But I hear you.
I wouldn't be completely against having a back-to-back weekend, like how they did Pocono a couple years ago. You picking up what I'm putting down? If you do the Indy, you do the Indy road course, and then the next day, you do the Indy Oval.
Can they flip the track over that fast?
I don't see why not.
I mean, just move some barriers. You'd have to. Your track crew would be very well appreciated after that hard effort. I wouldn't even go as far as to say is just make 2 weekends. Yeah, I'd do.
Yeah.
If it wasn't feasible.
That as well. Because I live up in New England. You do as well. I loved going to New Hampshire for both races, but it did not deserve both races.
No, and I think some of that fell on the local government, their fault, because we're never allowing lights in New Hampshire. I would have really liked to have seen a New Hampshire race on the light. But the local
I will say the
zoning
NASCAR Wheel and Modified Series for picking that up, and the following year before COVID, like the year right before COVID, they ran, I think, a 300-mile modified race, and that whole front grandstand was sold out, and partial of the turn 1 grandstand.
Well, that's probably the series I've seen the best racing from at New Hampshire ever.
It's
it's
their Daytona.
Yeah, it's like a plate race to them, and it's wicked.
You have
a narrow plate race.
You have Doug Colby, Teddy Christopher, who everybody knew, Ryan Preece, Ryan Newman.
Newman was running.
Hello, Newman. But in turn 3 and 4. Well, thank you for listening to our TED Talk here about tracks that NASCAR should give more tries to with this new.
The idea of going to more tracks if everybody got one day, I'd be okay with it.
Here we go.
As we go green.
Green in the air. Lee Krause with an excellent jump, and you want to know who else got an excellent jump? That number 45 right behind him.
As long as he doesn't get too excited and put that ass in the wall, I think he'd be all right.
Dakota Brandon says, let's go DEI, Josh Fox, and Kyle Lingerfeld. Shout out to Devin Smith also.
You go take a look. You go take a quick peek at these points.
You want me to pull them up too so everybody else can see them?
Not yet. I just was been kind of watching all night, trying to get a rough feel. I think looks like now Brady Floyd is just kind of mailed it in. He's 20 laps down, which is unfortunate because the way he'd been hanging on, he probably would have got that lap back.
Yeah, same here. We are already single file on lap 60. But great run for Farron Elam to the 94 of Dunford. Coming out of turn number 4. Where's that 24 going to go with that run? It's going to get blocked by Dylan Dunford.
Trying to figure out who the 4 on the bubble are right now.
Some drivers, because I wish we had the technology to do that.
Well,
Farron Elam's going to run a half a lane up, but Tyler Aspinall in the 45 going to the top floor there.
The top 8 are all points drivers.
Yes,
and then it's
Kyle
Lingerfeld
in 11th.
Lepanis,
Yep.
13th. And then Floyd, who's out, and Zach, who's probably out, is the way they run. And so somebody in that top 8 and or Lingerfeld is going to join Lepanis, who's currently, the way they're running, not making it. Don't know if Lingerfeld, he is in danger, I think. I look at the gap he had. It was certainly not as big as Thornton had. With Aspinall up front, Kraus up front, Dunford up front. Even though he's running in a decent position in 12th, it may not be enough. Granted, we got time left. He's got time to pick up some spots, but it's going to be real close. You know, he's kind of like a Devin Smith who's like 8 right now, and the last of that front 8 points drivers might be your final transfer. He only had 4 points on Lee Kraus. Lee Kraus is ahead of him. He had 13 on Tyler Aspinall, who's ahead of him, but I don't think ahead of him enough to make up the 13. I put it this way, I don't want to be the mathematician that's got to figure this out at the end of the night. I'm just saying right now, I would be getting more spots
to cover
than you got. Yeah, I mean, Aspinall needs to be second or first. I don't think he's even safe. Kraus and Dunford are doing what they got to do. Dunford was the guy on the bubble, and Kraus was until, obviously Thornton dropping would change all that. I really think they need more.
This battle
they need a lot more.
Is huge right now. Lee Kraus cannot get away. And then you see the driver of the number 24 Busch Green Apple right on your screen, right there. Farron Elam is joining Far North Motorsports, the truck team. That's going to be interesting. That's a very good pickup because Farron Elam has been amazing.
Yeah, he's a driver that, we've, as much as I've been watching now and broadcasting with you now for, I don't know, feels like 10 races or so, probably. Yeah, something like that. He's a driver that doesn't always make his presence felt early in a race.
Until
by the end of it,
final, yep.
You know he's there. And, that's called consistency. You can ask Chase Elliott about it, because he's got, over 2 race lead.
Well,
so we head into the regular season finale. Consistency has won championship.
At Daytona. And depending on how this race finishes and what time this race finishes, don't go very far, because kind of want to talk about that. I'll set up another video if needed, if we're going to do it. But I might want to talk about how NASCAR has been going and everything. But Zachary Thornton in the chat goes, Farron is a very good person. He seems like it. I don't think I've really ever talked to him, but the way he drives is clean, it's precise, it's respectful, And, he just gets to the front by sheer skill and not bumping people out of the way.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we've interviewed him.
I don't think so either. And I've done this wonderful Extreme Forces Racing League for 2 seasons now. And I can easily say Mick, Michael and Marcy, Jeremy, a lot of these drivers have become very close iRacing friends with me. And then you, because you race with them on Thursday night.
Yeah, it's been fun. Thursday night shows. I mean, it's a super speedway thing, so you gotta like super speedway racing, which I know it's not everybody's cup of tea. But I've been having a blast. We're coming into our season finale here this week at Atlanta. It's double points, and I've enjoyed every minute of it.
We're about to go 3 wide.
No, if Kraus had an issue.
Well, it's been all Dylan Dunford on point for the last 4 or 5 laps, but I think Kraus might have burnt up his stuff.
Well, I gotta wonder too. I mean, these guys have been racing. They know what they're gonna get for fuel here. Are they maybe potentially getting ready to make that final stop? Was that a move to make sure he was clear to get down to pit road?
Could be
Uncontested. I say that as he's back up to 24s behind.
Hey TJ, do me a favor.
Yes, sir.
Go type something in the chat.
Our chat?
In the YouTube chat, the one that for the race.
You want me to go say hi to YouTube?
Just put something down there. What's going on, Chase Baker? He says, "Good morning, Vietnam." His normal copy and paste for everybody watching. Go ahead and leave a like on the stream while you're at it. Hit that subscribe button and ding that notification bell so you don't miss any future streams. I just wanted to check because I saw Chase in here for the first time in a couple weeks. I wanted to make sure you were a moderator too, so you can delete stuff if we have any of those wonderful spammers.
Oh, yeah. In the words of Bailey the wrestler, ding dong, hello, get the notification. 21 this time.
21, that is the driver.
Donnie Bartlett.
Last car on the lead lap, too. Well, he is very slow. I wonder if he might have ran out. Or maybe blew a tire, or...
I didn't know that was a thing. I found that out one night. I blew a tire. I didn't know what the hell was going on.
So
I had a black flag. I was like, what is this?
There's no animation of you blowing the tire. The tire's still there. It looks perfectly fine.
Drives like crap.
But you get a black meatball flag saying you need to pit for damage. And when you go down pit road and check your tire wear, it's all 0, 0, 0.
Yeah, I found that out one time, and I was like,
still,
I didn't hit the wall.
3-car breakaway, and this front 3 cars are ahead of Brandon Richardson, who is having an absolute fantastic night in 4th place right now, doing a great job to stay within these playoffs.
Yeah, he needed this run. This is a run that'll move you forward in the playoffs. Perfect time to have a hell of a run.
Mick, who are we talking about here? Who used a set of tires on lap 2 by accident?
Oh, it might have been Bartlett. Maybe that's who he's talking about?
Rutrow.
So maybe he had to stretch him there. Could be why he's so far off the pace.
Well, everybody's going to have to come to pit road anyway.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it appears that he's on the early side of the window, but maybe
David
still
Sandfield also on pit road. He had a very quick stop. Only a 10-second pit stop.
Fuel?
That's what it looked like. Or maybe just right sides, because the right sides are the ones that burn here.
I got to imagine here. I mean, is it the move to win the race? To be the next one of these front 3? The first guy down pit road? Is that the move to win it? I'm wondering.
All right, we're coming to 20 laps to go. Everybody watching, you've heard me say it like 10 times. Like button, subscribe. We have the rest of the playoffs to look forward to, and I am very, very proud to announce that TJ and myself will be back for the Extreme Forces Racing League ARCA Season 2. Yay! So excited for that.
I can't wait. These guys put on one hell of a show.
Yeah, and it's so competitive. It's so fun, and it makes our jobs a lot easier because we're just commentating on what we're seeing, and it's not like some leagues that I've at least been in, where it's been, oh, you have 200 laps at where? Oh, that's a 4-hour stream.
Yeah. I mean, the thing that's nice, too, is it's not the same drivers every week.
No, it's a wild card race every week. You have some of the... you have some drivers like Aspinall, Fox, Lingerfeld.
Well, look at Kraus. Kraus last week was up front, but then through no fault of his own, just the way the race went, he ended up towards the rear.
Absolutely. Mick
29
Olofsson,
coming in.
Mick Olofsson says the truck series starts tomorrow. That's going to be
Here comes
fun.
the 94. Here comes the 99. 24 stays out.
That could also be Farron Elam not wanting to pit right behind these guys. Could cause an incident.
Would you try, if you're one of these front three,
2 tires?
you got nothing to lose because the way you're running, you've probably locked up your points. Would you try the 2 tires to get the win? I know I would.
You would.
You know
also,
I would, and it's bit me in the ass before.
For all the wonderful people that that know, this is a broadcasting channel, a PG-13 broadcasting channel. We don't say the certain swear words.
Naughty list.
But I am going to say something that if kids are watching, cover their ears. I don't have the balls to take that risk. Chase Baker says, are you coming back for Thunderstorm League of Racing? We will talk after this, but if you shake that magic 8 ball, everything should say yes. But got Farron Elam, Devin Smith now on pit road. Oh no, that's Austin Green.
Austin Green, yeah.
Not Devin Smith.
There is, I want to ride along with Dunford here.
Actually, we haven't done that yet. Let's actually ride on with Dunford. Where's that beautiful car cam so you guys can see the
Points leader number 19, Josh Fox, as he's coming down. Lingerfelt behind him. There's some points guys here trying to do everything they can. I got to imagine somebody who believes they're on the bubble is going to roll the dice, throw that Hail Mary.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised. But we are currently in car with Dylan Dunford with the gyro cam. You can see the banking and how much banking there is in turn 1 and 2. Turn 1 and 2.
How much there isn't?
Well,
in
no,
3 and 4.
I was going to say. Which you're going to see in about 2 seconds, right behind Lee Krause. This is going to be a heck of a battle when this cycles through. There is nothing.
It's not flat, but dang, it feels like it.
Right in front of them, it is Matthew Setzer on very old tires and getting past like he's stopped as we're about to go almost 3 wide into turn 1.
Oh!
Oh!
Contact!
Big wreck. Oh, is that championship?
That was championship Lee Krause. That is going to have huge implications.
Ladies and gentlemen, we just saw something huge happen to the 99 who has been running very well all season long and could possibly have just been eliminated from the playoffs due to one issue. It looked like the 33 was making the turn in, but Lee Krause was going to use that some sort of middle lane. Gonna watch it again in just about
Yeah, that was
quarter speed here.
I got a hard time defending the 3 on that for anything. I mean, those were the leaders essentially, and
yeah, it looked like the 3 just came down, hit the 99, and just obliterated both drivers. And I know Matthew Setzer. I've talked to him many times. My friend who taught me how to broadcast um, got me in touch with Matthew Setzer. We've talked a lot about racing. He's a good dude. He's a very good dude. Very fast car a lot of nights, but he ends up early Cup Series career of Chase Elliott it. If you get what I'm saying. Like, really good, but ends up getting in his own way, and I think that's another thing. And somebody else just came with it too. And I know TJ right now is listening to the audio over iRacing, and that cannot be good to listen to right now.
Yeah, obviously the 99 is not at all happy with the 3-car.
Yeah, there was no indication that was going to happen until it already happened. Wow.
What a turn of events. I mean, not at all what Lee Krause needed.
No, not
The one nice thing is it appears as though he was rolling pretty well after the fact.
He just had to jump to pit road.
He had to jump to pit road?
Yeah, oh yeah. I'm going to go back and see what happened here.
I'm wondering if it was blowing up on him?
Could have been. Okay, yeah, because he just pulls right over and brings it right to pit road.
I wonder if it got hot, and then to try to keep it from blowing up, he jumped.
Which, a smart move. It'll allow him to get back out there. But champion drivers that are behind him in this race, you have Brady Floyd and Zachary Thornton.
He's out.
Who is not here. But we're going to pull up. We're going to pull up those points. Lee Krause was already in the yellow when that happened.
Yeah, and he was, I mean, the way he was running, he was likely going to be well into the blue. This might be something that, I mean, I don't even know who the leader is anymore because they hadn't quite cycled.
Well, right now it is Devin Smith in the 99 as we're staring at that broken 99 and number 3 involved in that last incident. This is going to help Zachary Thornton probably just a tad. I feel like he still might be eliminated.
Yeah, I don't think he needs more. Sadly, and unfortunately, I think he needs more.
Yeah, I think he needs more chaos, which, TJ, we can 100% still see happen.
It could happen. I mean, you gotta... I mean, Krause isn't out. The way they're running, he's out.
It looks like we only have 3 drivers on
Lloyd's
the lead
probably
lap
out.
right now.
Wave arounds. I think we're going to get a round of wave around.
Oh, I'm fully aware of
From
that.
about 4th to 18th.
That was not what I was expecting to happen.
Yeah, as a result of it, Dylan Dunford's going to be the lucky dog. Because he was the first car lap down as they were... I mean, it was Lee Krause prior, and then it turned into Dunford. Krause
Got people in the chat. Dakota Brandon says huge implications. Chase Baker says problems. Jeremy LaPena says shocker number 3. This is all live reactions due to the YouTube chat.
Hang on, we're not going green. Not going green.
Zach seems to think he's still okay.
Well, for everybody at home, we will not have the official results. That will be put on the Extreme Forces Racing League's Facebook page. And then once I get it, I will share it on both my personal Facebook and Twitter. Just so if you guys wanted to find it, you can find it.
Sooner than next week.
Yes. But I am completely shocked with that on what just happened. TJ George Esports says the 3 could have lifted, and 100%. He was going to get past like he was stopped anyway. I was kind of expecting him to just take that outside, but It looked like he completely misjudged where Kraus was going to turn in, and just very, very unfortunate, as we are about to go green and all those wave around cars are stuck on that inside.
I'm trying to figure out where the 3 was even running prior to that.
Well, with just about, we're going to go green with 10 laps to go. Stay tuned, everybody, following the checkered flag for our podium interviews brought to you by Gulf Digital Services. If you need a PC made, fitted, if you need any custom designs or paint schemes, go look up Gulf Digital Services. All links of all sponsors are down in the description of the video below. Please go check them out. Zachary Thornton, Lee was the person who was gonna put me out. That gives me a lot more hope now. Well, hope is good.
So, at the time, Setzer was running 5th. He had yet to pit. So it's not like, I mean, it was certainly a battle for position as those guys were, working on unlapping themselves. Just wanted to double check that.
Well, TJ, we are about to go green with 10 laps to go.
Coming back up to live here.
You can just click live. It's the final arrow on the bottom.
Trying to find the leaders.
Since Devin Smith is in the lead, followed by Chad Waller and then Dylan Dunford. Let's see how long, if any, it's going to take for Dylan Dunford to get by these two drivers. Because we know that 94 is bad fast.
Yeah, Devin Smith might have got saved here too. He was kind of like down one of the bubble guys by 4 points.
But that's not, throwing shade at either Waller. I think this is the first time I've ever seen him race. But I've seen Devin Smith race a ton. And we know that 95 can be fast anywhere this league goes. But
3 wide.
Smith has to block that.
Waller going to get a huge run on the top as these guys battle for that bottom lane.
Yeah,
Warnicki, where did he come from?
Last week's winner at Iowa, now battling for this lead spot.
That was another one of those yellows that kind of shook the field up as we hadn't quite rolled all the way through the yellow flag. I think the big loser out of it all might have been Tyler Aspinall, who'd been top 4 most of the night. He's now back in 7th. He needs to recover rather quickly to possibly make up the points he needs.
Look at this battle for the top spot. Holy cow.
Because with the Kraus wreck now, I would assume Floyd, Heinous, and Kraus are probably the bottom 3. Where's Lepanus running? Yeah, he's about 12th. With Aspinall trying to find that final spot.
The 94 with a little bump to the 95. Coming out of turn number 4. They are still side by side for that top spot. Coming to 5 to go.
Guys need to be careful.
Or still 6 to go. Never mind.
These guys need to be very careful. These points, guys. Getting that win is not as important as moving on.
Exactly, Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah, no kidding.
At the Roval.
That is the epitome of it. And Kyle Larson with the wherewithal to just finish the race with a junked race car.
Now we're coming to 5 to go.
I mean, if I'm Dylan Dunford, the win's great. Moving on's better. I wouldn't really push the issue here.
Unless one of these other drivers is going to mathematically knock you out, which I do not see happening, I'd be perfectly fine with that second place.
Dylan Dunford should be safe now.
Play the long game.
With Thornton getting last place points, with Kraus having issues and Floyd having issues and Lepanus running where he is,
but
Dunford should be safe.
We know how to, well, at least you do. You race a ton more than I do. Is it difficult to think like that in the moment? As Waller to the inside of the 94.
In the moment, in like the extreme moment, it can be. You take a breath and think about it. These guys are going at it for third, and I'm just like holding my breath after what I just saw happen to Kraus.
Second. This is for second, TJ.
Isn't that what I said?
No, you said third. I was like, no.
Oh. Well, one of them's going to be for third. One of them will be third.
But you're not fighting for third, pal.
Well, you're fighting to not be third.
As we are
Either
on
way,
the 3 to go.
Both get an interview with us. Don't wreck each other. I know some guys that would really like it.
Lingerfeld coming in strong at the end of this race. He has joined the party in that Raging Cajun car. But you want to know who isn't that worried? It's got to be that number 95 Ollie's machine, Devin Smith, who has been able to hold on so far and pull away through 3 and 4, coming to that glorious white flag.
I am just absolutely stunned at what we saw.
Here it is, the wrestling over everything white flag.
This is going to be a heck of a win for Devin Smith. I mean, it ain't over till the fat lady sings, but short of him hitting a wall out of 4, I think he's got this.
Well, she's getting ready in the back.
Where did Lapinus end up?
But through 3 and 4, coming to the line, Devin Smith is going to win the Bluegrass 100 from Kentucky Speedway.
That was wild.
That was very wild. Thank you to Wrestling Over Everything for sponsoring the white flag of every race on All-Star 15 TV. Their links and the links of all other sponsors are down in the description. Please do us a favor, and please do them a favor. Go check them out. Have some fun. Enjoy Wrestling Over Everything. Enjoy the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast. New episode on their YouTube comes out tomorrow. It is the Despicable Me 2 movie review. It's a live stream, so you can come join and have fun in the chat. Aspinall is probably an issue, but I think you may...
Yeah, I was talking to Zach.
You know, you can @ them on YouTube, which I found out today.
I didn't know you could @ people on YouTube.
Right? Well, as we're going to get ready for some interviews, we're actually going to go take it to the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast with a quick... I call it a commercial. It's what we use as our open. So, enjoy this quick 30-second break.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's event here at Kentucky Speedway for the Bluegrass 100. We're going to get some interviews underway, but before we do that, TJ, holy cow. What a finish. What an event. Once again, the Extreme Forces Racing League in their ARCA division puts on one hell of a show. Very unfortunate to Lee Kraus having a wonderful season. A wonderful race tonight. Unfortunately taken out with just about 15 to go.
Yeah, and I think in position to win the race. I mean, it's not often you see your leader get crashed like that. I mean, granted, he wasn't the leader at the time. When they cycled through, he would have been just totally unfortunate, and it may have ended his hopes of the championship.
Well, who do you want to start with? You want to go with? Actually, let's make sure they're all in Discord first. I do not see third place Chad Waller
Have Devin Smith.
and Dylan Dunford we're looking for. Dylan
I
Dunford
don't.
is in the waiting room, so let's actually talk to him first. TJ, I will let you take care of that.
Dylan Dunford, TJ up in the booth. You got a copy.
I got you.
Heck of a run there tonight. Thought maybe you were going to get the top spot, but I do believe you have acquired enough points to move on to the next round. How's it feel?
Oh, it feels good, man. I wanted that win bad. I mean, this is kind of a hometown track, but yeah, I wanted it bad. But Devin was there when it mattered, so congrats to him.
You had me so nervous late there in that race, running with the 6. I'm like, just don't wreck it. You're in. Don't wreck it. What do you think happened there with the 99 car and the 3? That was right in front of you. You had the best view.
I don't know. I was looking forward to the race that Lee and myself and Alan was getting ready to have, and I don't know, that 3 just crowded Lee. I mean, way too much, to be a lap car. But man, I know he's got to be frustrated. That's basically how my whole season's gone. So if there's a wreck, I'm gonna be in it. I'm just glad not to be in any tonight.
Yeah, you missed that one. That would quite possibly have derailed your season. Seems to have for him, as far as the championship hopes go. Good news for you is I do think, unfortunately for his misfortune, it's your fortune. I do believe that's going to move you forward. Anybody you want to plug after a heck of a run tonight? Second place?
Yeah, I just want to thank Dean and Mick and everybody who has a hand in this league, and shout out to the guys over at SCR Racing and my wife for letting me do this. And I guess we'll see y'all next week.
Get it done. You're moving on, pal.
All right, I appreciate it.
All right, that was Dylan Dunford, the driver of the number 94, coming home second tonight. So, with that being said, why don't we try to get a word with our winner tonight? It is Devin Smith. Let's see if we can get a quick word with him. Devin Smith, AJ, and TJ in the broadcast booth, pal. Do you have a copy?
I do.
What did this just turn into all that? Somebody's got some orange soda? What? Showing my age?
No, but I should.
Devin Smith, getting the lead after that final restart, pal, and being able to hold it. How did this race kind of curve into your wheelhouse here? Because you were in the top 10, top 5 for part of this race, but to win the Bluegrass 100, pal, talk about it, my friend.
I tell you what, man, it was a tough race trying to save tires because 1 and 2 you are all but wide open early in the run at least, and then 3 and 4 you got to brake and find that perfect apex. It was definitely tough, but I don't even know. Just good what's the word I'm looking for? Good placement of a caution saved at the end, really. But
so with that caution, pal, and you knowing you have Dylan Dunford right behind you, Josh Fox, Alan Warnicki, and Tyler Aspinall, who we know are very fast week in and week out, along with yourself. Was there anything going through your head on that final restart? Was like, I'm in trouble? Or were you full cool, calm, and collective Tom Cruise and Maverick before, if you've seen it happen? Or were you just all Mr. Cool, Calm, and Collective? Let's put it that way.
No, I tried to stay as cool, calm, and collected as I could, but I knew everybody behind me was gonna be pushing like there's no tomorrow. I feel like Dylan was up front, if not led most of the race, so I knew he was fast. He qualified second, so yeah, I knew he was fast. Chad, I was running with him, it seems, most of the race, so I knew he had about the same pace I did. But yeah, I'm surprised Kyle, Josh, and them didn't get up to us a little as late as they did. I thought it would have been a little sooner, but all in all, I am very happy with my performance because I just put off qualifying lap after qualifying lap at the end there, and it kind of paid off.
All right, pal.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to move you forward in the championship hunt here. I do
Yeah.
believe that that win, can't say enough how that's going to help you.
Yeah, that should guarantee me at least.
You were
I think
You
I
were
was 7th or
in,
something. I was in, but I was
yeah,
like just in.
you
So,
were
so
in
that's
danger prior to Lee Krause crashing that
yes,
way.
yeah.
And
Uh,
I do believe now you are safe for now.
yeah, Q till the next 2 races.
But heck of a job. That thing kind of just fell into your lap there.
It really
Can't
did.
ask for him any better than that.
No, you can't. I feel like that's usually how I end up winning them. They just cautions falls at the right times for me.
I've always said I'd rather be lucky than good any day.
Through that.
It worked for you
Uh,
tonight.
Yeah, I've definitely had the fair share of unluckiness the past couple weeks, whether it's this league or another league or whatnot. But these past 2 weeks, I know last week at Iowa was kind of rough there at the end, but um, Wednesday night in my league, I came back to finish second at Bristol in the next gen cars, so that was a big confidence booster coming into here, especially after screwing up last Monday. So all in all, we're on the up. Hopefully we can keep it up.
All right, dude. Well, I don't think we've asked you yet, but any sponsors you want to plug?
Well, we got Mick that always makes the paint schemes. Who else? We got everybody on Misfits and DEI. Dean for the league. All the other drivers just for racing so hard and clean for the most part. I know there's accidents, and accidents are going to happen when you're racing hard and whatnot, especially at short tracks and all that stuff. So, not that this is a short track, but 3 and 4 definitely, as much as you have to break into it, sometimes feels like it.
Got that
So,
short track feel for sure.
yeah. So, all in all, great run, and looking forward to Dover next week.
All right, Devin.
Momentum
Well,
headed for it.
good luck in preparation, and we'll hopefully talk to you next week when we start round 2 of the EFRL playoffs.
All right, I hope so too.
All right, TJ. Well, before we close up tonight, I want to hear your final thoughts of the race of the season so far that you have seen. And now that we're going to Dover next week to start the playoffs round number 2.
I mean, round 2 kicking off at Dover is going to be very exciting. That is short track racing, in my opinion, at its finest. Those high banks always put on a good show. I don't know if I've ever watched a bad race there, and I know how these guys race, so it should be a heck of a one then. I wanna say, for the most part, the points as they entered the night are probably going to be close to the same. So your guys that were in blue, most I think will remain in blue. The only question is probably Thornton and Aspinall, and did Aspinall do enough to move on and bump Thornton out? Other than that, I mean, I'm looking forward to next week. Dover. That's
Yeah.
got to be a wild show.
It's going to be a wild show. When you get to those high banked, 1 mile tracks or 1 mile and under tracks, I feel like we're going to see something we haven't seen with this league before, and some real beating and banging. because while it's a mile, it's very high banked and it's a very fast racetrack. So, with that being said, everybody, if you haven't yet, please hit that like button. It helps out the channel completely. Also, hit that subscribe button. You will not miss another All-Star 15 broadcast, whether it is this wonderful Extreme Forces Racing League or some other, fun I decide to have, along with, TJ and a couple other of our friends. But until next time, until Dover next week, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay hydrated. It's very hot out there. Today's winner...
Miles the Monster.
That too. Oh, God. That was a good one, TJ. Devin Smith, Dylan Dunford, and Chad Wall are your top 3. Stay tuned to the Extreme Forces Racing League's Facebook page to get the final announcement of drivers that make it on to round 2. But until then, like I said, stay safe, stay cool, and stay hydrated. We will see you in Dover, Delaware next week.
From Mortar to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.